name is Kat. Welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be looking at some MLM fails that I got off of Instagram. I even wore my Not Today Satan shirts. Not Today Satan, not today. It's one of my very favorite shirts. So let's get right on into this. Perry says hi, by the way. So, sorry I won't be able to play the audio on this probably, I'm assuming. I'll put the song if I don't know the song. Sorry, I'm a bad millennial. Anyways, but as you can see, it's like, oh, someone who would be perfect, you know, wants financial freedom, wants to work from home, wants to be, you know, making their own schedule and all that kind of stuff. But then the like deal breaker for her is, oh, like wants to wait until it's like a perfect time to start. So the caption reads, you do not have to be perfect to start. I repeat, you do not have to be perfect to start. Take messy action. We all learn as we go. No one is perfect. The most important thing is getting started. If you're looking for a community of women cheering you on to financial freedom and promoting amazing products in the process, let's talk. So the issue that I take with this one is that that's a tactic that a lot of MLM reps will use, is the like, take messy action. Like, you don't need to know what you're doing. Just jump in. Just do it. Is they promise you that like they'll teach you everything you need to know and that you don't need to know what you're doing, when that really isn't true. If you're taking on business endeavors, you really should have some idea of what you're doing. At a bare minimum, you should have an idea of how to like track all your finances and like what your taxes are going to look like, because you can get into a lot of legal trouble if you don't know what the fuck you're doing with your taxes. And if you don't even know how to keep track of your finances, you don't know if you're turning a profit or not. So I don't like that at all, and a lot of MLM reps will try to get people to make impulsive action where someone is not fully informed of the decision that they're making and they don't know about income disclosures or statements or anything like that. So they're really just encouraging people to make bad decisions, truly. And of course, these people are financially motivated because when you sign up, when you buy your starter kit, you buy your product pack, that counts as a sale for them, so they get commission off of that sale. Because to the company, it's selling product, even though really what they're selling is the opportunity. So it's sketchy, in my opinion. So that's why I consider it a fail. Then this next one is this beautiful woman with her little Arbonne shaker bottle that says, that feeling when you earn your first luxury vacation through your Arbonne business. Pink heart emoji. 5 nights at a luxurious Mexican resort, all expenses paid, from transportation to dining and cocktails, plus a super generous resort credit, all for myself plus a guest. It feels so good to share this with you. Thank you for supporting me. Earning this trip wasn't easy. It took believing in myself, consistent work ethic, precise goal setting, and getting out of my comfort zone. I'm grateful every day to have found a business I believe in, a tribe of inspirational women to work with, and the opportunity to work from absolutely anywhere with Wi-Fi. 2022 was our year. I'm turning the volume all the way up in my business and in my life. If you want to join me for the ride, reach out to me. I'm looking for business partners who are ready to level up and become the very best version of themselves. Along the way, let's earn an extravagant vacation or 2 together. So here's my issue with this one. She's not sharing this with all of you. I mean, she's sharing it in the fact that she's like, look at me, I'm going on this vacation. But she's not sharing this vacation with her downline. You know what I mean? Like all the people who worked their butts off to help her group volume get to the point where it needed to be for her to qualify for this trip. They're not going on the trip. Maybe 1 or 2 people right below her are, but all the people under them, they're not going on this trip. And even if they are, usually with multi-level marketing companies, when they do vacation trips like this, there are different tiers. So she might be getting airfare and transportation and food paid for and things like that. But maybe the person under who's going, maybe they didn't hit the right tier, so they're not getting their airplane ticket paid for. And plane tickets can be a couple hundred to even like $1,000, $2,000, depending on where you're going and what season it is. So I have a lot of issues with this one. My biggest issue is, again, just all the people who are in her downline who are contributing to that group volume that she gets a cut of and that helped her qualify for this trip. They're not getting crap out of this. But she's over here like, look at me going on vacation in Mexico. This next one was a couple slides. It says, this one's for network marketers. 3 things you need to stop doing in 2022 if you want to scale. First thing she said is, for over 4 years now, I've been mentoring women in the network marketing industry, and there's 3 things that I see so many doing that need to stop in 2022 if you want growth. So right off the bat, keep in mind now, she said, I've been mentoring women in the network. This person is a like network marketing mentor where you can like buy their services, buy their like coaching services. So of course this person is also very invested in what they're about to tell you to do next. Number 1, stop treating your network marketing company like a side hustle and start treating it like you're the CEO of the company. Want to be paid as a top earner? Epic. Well, a top member or a top earner would be treating the company like it's their own. This one strikes me a little oddly because this person is at least like aware enough to be like, treat it like you're the CEO instead of being like, you are the CEO. Like, they're not dumb enough to be telling people that because they know darn well that you are not the CEO of a multi-level marketing company when you sign up to be a distributor, okay? You're not. All these companies have a CEO. Google who they are. You can even find their business email. You can even find their business number. Usually you'll reach their secretary, but you can find it. So that is interesting to me that she acknowledges that. But the other thing that's interesting to me is, of course, like if you're thinking like a CEO and treating it like a CEO, then what she's encouraging you to do is go all in, right? Stop treating it like a side hustle, put more time into it. But that can also translate to not only put more time into it, but put more money into it. So money like a coaching service, like hers, of course. Don't you want to be, you know, doing the best you can? And then the second thing she says, revolving your social media and personal brand around your products and company. You are so much more than just your products, and people don't buy from you because of those products. They buy for who you are and what you can help them with. This, again, I have like mixed feelings on, because again, it's like, okay, great that you're telling people not to be annoying and spam constantly with like just the products that they're selling, because that can be very annoying. I'm sure we've all seen girls who do that, where their entire feed is nothing but Herbalife shakes, or it's nothing but It Works wraps, and it's like, okay, I'm not gonna follow you anymore, like even though we were friends and we're still on friendly terms, if this is all I'm gonna see, because I don't care. So it's interesting she's saying don't do that. But the other thing that irks me is that attraction marketing, or that like luxury lifestyle, you know, I get to live this way because my business is also a very like popular method. So I feel like that's really what she's saying is, you know, show all the other benefits, show all these benefits that you have in your life. You know, show how happy you are that you get to stay home with your kids. Show how, you know, happy you are that you know, your family just got a new car, like did a, you know, renovation in your house or whatever. And it's like, we have all seen those posts as they're meant to be like attraction marketing things, where it's like, look what this MLM brought me, whether it's explicitly stated or it's just implied. And then the third thing says, this is the one that really got me, where I'm like, okay, this is what you really wanted to say. This one says, only learning from your mentors. The best in the industry all have coaches outside their team and outside of the network marketing industry. Don't believe me? Ask your uplines what they invest in outside of network marketing, which is, again, something like her. She's not anyone's, well, she probably is someone's direct upline, but the people that she's wanting to see these posts and to like buy her network marketing coaching services are not in her direct downline. So really what she's saying is invest in people like me, invest in coaches like me. And I'm like, yeah, the scummy tactics don't start once you do actually start your own coaching business. They just get better. Anyways, her caption says, most of you already know I've been a network marketer mentor for over 4 years now, both successfully within the industry and now as a business coach. So again, she really is just trying to sell herself and tell people to do their typical scummy network marketing strategies. So nothing special. Okay, my dog is being weird. I'm gonna take him out. Okay, this next one kind of made me cringe. It's a husband and wife, and the husband's wearing a t-shirt that says, living with your upline ain't easy. And a part of me is really hoping that that upline thing is like a joke, right? Just like, oh yeah, my wife's my upline. But I also wouldn't put it past them to have her like have made an account for him and her like be controlling that account, because that's what a lot of MLM reps do and are encouraged to do to get their first recruit. And you know, oh, like you and your spouse should be using these products anyway, they're so amazing, like you both should be benefiting from these products, whether it's cleaning products, whether it's nutrition products, whether it's lifestyle products, whatever. Like a lot of MLMs have things that are for men too, so they'll go after couples like that where they're like, oh yeah, like you should just replace so many products in your house with these MLM products. So that's the first thing that was kind of like, to me, was like, are you really his upline? Because that, if he's not actually like in control of his account and you, but that's, I mean, that's basically stacking, which is when they like put things like under certain people, like in order to like rank advanced people or themselves or whatever. So that was the first thing that I was like, this is weird. Second thing that I was like, ugh, this is weird, was the caption. So caption says, Matt told me that I was wasting my time and that I would never make any money with direct sales. Did you know I made $30 in my first month in business? That means you made a loss, babe. Like, I am not sure what MLM this woman is in, but a lot of these different companies, the starter kit is more than $30. I know It Works is like $25, but even then it's like, okay, so you made $5 in profit. So how much did you make an hour for all the hours that you put into your first month? Like pennies an hour. That's sad. I also remember my husband telling me that I made less than $1 a day for all my efforts in the first month. And a monkey emoji. But what he didn't know was that I was rating the slight edge, and I believed that my $30, which was less than $1 a day, could eventually become something life-changing if I believed in my vision. So post after post with 0 likes, making connections, adding value, teaching and serving, and leading by example. Day in and day out, beliefs in chipping away at building momentum in the activities that my mentor was telling me to do. The thing that irritates me about this post is I would bet my entire savings account that at this point she has built a team and she has people under her. That's why she's making more than $30. More than $30 in a month now. Barry, just lay down, buddy. Lay down. Okay, or do that. Which is why she's making more than $30 in a month now. And the thing that really bugs me is that I, again, would bet good money that there is someone in her downline who is probably going to make less than $1 a day under her, because most of these markets are very saturated, and if she's at the top and she's winning, that means that she's recruited a lot of people, and there are people at the bottom who are not winning, who have just been enrolled and who aren't going to make anything off of this business. So that really irritated me, that she's celebrating like moving past that point and everything, but is blind to the fact, or just willfully ignorant to the fact, that the people at the very bottom of her organization are probably making that same amount, less than $1 a day, and may never make any, and probably will not make anything past that. Again, per the FTC, 99% of people who join an MLM lose money. Ah, this one.
This is bullshit. This is a work of art. This is bullshit. This is a work of art. But this is bullshit.
Okay, so issues with this one, right? So she says making your own schedule versus working 8 to 12 hour days. Making your own schedule can easily be an 8 to 12 hour day, and that's not always a bad thing. Okay, sometimes people want to just like do things all at once, and like I have ADHD, so something that ADHD or people on the spectrum will do is hyperfixate. So sometimes just doing 2 or 3 12-hour days in a week would be ideal, because then I have the other 4 days of the week to do whatever I want. So sometimes making your own schedule is an 8 to 12 hour day. Secondly, at least for that 8 to 12 hours in a day, you know that you're getting paid for the work you're doing. If you're in a traditional 9 to 5 where you're hourly or even salary, there's usually a agreed upon schedule, right? So at least I know for sure, for a fact, that I'm going to be paid for those hours. If you're in an MLM and you're making your own schedule, you can make your own schedule and you can put in, 5 hours every weekday. So yeah, sure, you have fewer hours overall in a week than you would, but there's no guarantee of pay for any of that time. And again, even if you do, it comes down to pennies, which is really sad. Like, no one deserves that. Like, that's not worth it. So that's her first one. Second one is staying home to raise your babies versus living paycheck to paycheck. To each their own with like having kids and like being a stay-at-home mom and everything, but I am just going to impart some wisdom with you that my grandma imparted to me. My grandma was not a stay-at-home mom. She had a very full career. She actually recently just passed, so rest in peace, grandma. Anyways, so y'all not need to know that. So she had a very long, full career that she really enjoyed and really found a lot of fulfillment in. That didn't mean that she didn't love her kids because she didn't want to stay home with them. She just found fulfillment both in being a mom and in having her career. She worked in the dentistry field, so she was, helping people with their dental care. And she always said that, when people would make comments to her about I just can't imagine spending all that time away from my kids, especially for those formative years, things like that. She would say that's great that was fulfilling for you and that's what you wanted and were able to do. But for me, coming home from a day, you know, like a tiring day, and being able to really enjoy those hours that I had with my kids instead of being with them 24/7 and being driven up the freaking wall. Because, you know, being a mom can be a lot. You can love the process, but not love every second of it. And I'm not a mom, so like, I'm sure there are people who know far better than I. But being a mom can be a lot, obviously. I think we all can agree on that, whether we're parents or not. So she was like, you know, I just really valued the time that I did get, and I valued my job as well, and I don't regret anything. And she had 3 children, so yeah, I just find that staying home and raising your babies that's not appealing to everyone. And I do feel like it can make some people feel bad if they're not like, I want to stay home with my kids, I can't imagine being away. It's okay if you want to be a career mom, okay? You know what I mean? Like, you're there for your kids in the evening and for those like after school activities and everything. You don't have to be a stay-at-home mom to be a good mom. And then her alternative to it was living paycheck to paycheck. In an MLM, you're not guaranteed a paycheck at all, so living post to post, recruitment to recruitment is your alternative, I guess, at least for her. So, and unfortunately, living paycheck to paycheck is a very real thing for many people, but an MLM doesn't fix that. And it's really sad because obviously a lot of times people in MLMs use that to recruit. They're like, oh, aren't you tired of living paycheck to paycheck? Don't you want to make some more money? And again, 99% of people will not turn a profit. Joining an MLM will not be a solution to living paycheck to paycheck. And then the last thing, this drives me nuts, working the same job for years to earn a 50-cent raise. First of all, a 50-cent raise, if you have a 40-hour work week and you work like 48 weeks a year, because I'm assuming you get some like vacation and sick time in there, you know what I mean? None of us are machines, none of us are going to work all 52 weeks a year. That's $1,000. Again, most people in an MLM will never make $1,000. So 50-cent raise is really nothing to turn your nose up at. And typically you don't work for years and years and years to make a 50-cent raise. A lot of places will give you a raise annually. So if my raise is 50 cents a year and I've worked at a company for 5 years, my salary has gone up by $5,000. Again, that is so much more than most people will ever make in a multi-level marketing company. So stop turning your nose up at a raise that's guaranteed pay and where you can get paid vacation time and still get that pay if you're in an MLM, okay? Because I'm gonna come for you. No, just kidding. And then her caption says, uncapped income, flexible hours, create your own hours, serving others and yourself, incentives, free trip, Cadillac program. So let's go down the list. Uncapped income. Yes, in theory you could make, you know, millions and millions, like a very uncapped income, but who actually does? The only people who actually do that and make, you know, multi-million dollars, like Jacqueline Ortega, she's in Monat, like this girl and Jacqueline Ortega are both in Monat. Those are the only people who make uncapped income. Yes, technically it is possible, but the probability of it, like, you have a better chance at winning the lottery or winning at a roulette table in Vegas. Literally. So yes, technically uncapped income, but the reality is that most people make nowhere near that. So instead of putting uncapped income, she should have put the income disclosure statement, because that's a more realistic picture of what you can make. Flexible hours. The flexible hours just means you can work all the time, because when you can work from Wi-Fi, you can work anytime, including 1 a.m. You know what I mean? If someone is DMing you wanting to buy something and you are desperate enough to make that sale, you're working at 1 a.m. So flexible. Create your own hours. Again, that just means that you can work anywhere and that you don't have that like separation between work life and home life. You don't have that work-life balance anymore. And that's not a guarantee that you don't. You know, I'm sure some people in an MLM do like block out time, but it can be very easy for that line to become blurred where you don't have that balance anymore, and that can lead to being really unsatisfied and just feeling a lot of burnout, and that's not good. Serving others and yourself. Really the only person that she's serving making these reels is herself, because she's trying to get you to join, because again, she makes commission off of your starter pack. She makes money off of any sales you make from that point on as part of her group volume. So this is really just serving herself. She thinks she's serving others because she thinks she's going to help other people make an income. Either that or she's lying, but I like to give people the benefit of the doubt, so you're really not serving anyone else. Incentives. The incentives are things like the free trips and giveaways, I'm sure, or like prizes they can win. These are really not all that open to most people who are going to join Monat at this point. Because the people who are going to qualify for those incentives and for those free trips are the people at the top. The people with a downline. If you're just joining, you're probably not going to make most of those. And if you do, that can be incredibly expensive. And then the last thing is their Cadillac program. The Cadillac program is such BS. The Cadillac program is another financial commitment that really, I think it just ropes people into the MLM even deeper, because then they're so desperate to keep that Cadillac bonus, to keep trying to make their car payments. Because Cadillacs are a luxury car. It's an expensive ass car payment. So the Cadillac program, I feel like, obviously it's an incentive before you get the Cadillac because you want it so bad, you want that white Cadillac. But then once you get it, a lot of times when people get it, they put themselves in an even more financially precarious position, because now they have this car payment that they can't afford to make on their own. So if they left the company, or even if they dropped rank and were no longer receiving that Cadillac bonus, they're really screwed, because the car is in their own name, it's on their insurance, they have to take care of all the maintenance, gas, everything for it. It is not like a company car. It isn't a company car. It's your car in your name, and it's your problem if things go sideways. So that's not an incentive, hun. Next one. Oh, this one. Okay, so this one is from No Shame Sales Game. There have been several people in the anti-MLM YouTube genre who have made videos about this lady, and at first I almost thought this account was anti-MLM at first, because there are some things that they post that when you first read it sound very reasonable and almost sound like anti-MLM, but no, they are in an MLM. I believe the person who runs it is in Roden and Fields. The reason it popped up on my Instagram is because I follow the tag Arbonne Consultant, and they always tag that because I stalk people. Because I have no life, apparently. Anyways, this post says, your upline doesn't owe you anything. Okay, caption. I'm blaming / crediting this person's for one of our Instagram lives yesterday, but damn, it's the truth. If you have a Bells and Whistles upline, the one that hosts Zoom calls and offers incentives and does all the things, thank her, because that's not her job. She doesn't owe you any of that extra stuff. If you have a more subdued or absent upline, she doesn't suck. She's either working her own business or has moved on / unplugged. If you want a community, create it. If you want training, find it. If you want to be poured into, put yourself in spaces where that can happen. Don't wait for someone to come do it for you, save you, or create something for you that you can absolutely do yourself. You have all the power. Like and share? I don't know. Like, +. If you have an amazing upline, tag her and thank her. Yeah, so again, two sides to this. On the one hand, I'm like, yeah, like your upline doesn't owe you anything. Technically, each MLM rep is their own independent contractor, independent being a key word there. But on the other hand, if you have signed up for an MLM under the guise of, we have all this training, I'll show you how to grow your following, I'll show you how to take aesthetic pictures for your feed, like I'll show you how to get your first customers, I'll show you this, I'll show you this, I'll show you this, and then your upline ghosts you, your upline owes you something. You know what I mean? If that is the pretense that you were recruited under, your upline owes you something. Your upline owes you some guidance. That's not cool. Just because they didn't write it down on paper or anything and make it like contractual, that's a really shitty thing to do. And unfortunately that does happen. Or where people are recruited by someone and then they do, again, that stacking. So if, you know, person A recruits person C, but because person A wants to rank up, they actually put them under their downline, person B. So now person C is actually not being directly uplined or mentored by person A, person B is in between them. That's what stacking is, and that happens sometimes, and it's real shitty. So, this one just kind of made me cringe. Here we go. So go shawty, it's your birthday, we gonna party like it's your birthday. I probably can't play that audio, can I? But it says, when a mom tries my 3 steps and feels like a super mom on day 1. So this is a Lavelle, hun. You can tell by that big old sticker, that step 3 on her arm, and oof. Lavelle has a video coming from me because I just find their products and marketing so fascinating for all the wrong reasons. But anyways, a lot of their products have caffeine. I'm like, baby, just drink some coffee. You know what I mean? If you want to feel like super mom, most of their steps, step 1, 2, and 3, have caffeine in them. So I'm like, just have a crap ton of caffeine and you'll feel the same way, I promise. And then actually this same girl is really what set me off into being like, I need to film this now, tonight, because she made this video unboxing her 3 steps, which might need to be its own video at this point. I've been filming for a little while, so I think I'm gonna make that its own video. So I'm gonna make that an independent reaction because I have a lot to say about some of the things that she said that were just incorrect. So that'll be my next video that I upload. So that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to send me anything, feel free to either tag me in it. I will have my Instagram in the description. DM it to me. Screen recordings are great because then if it's like a story or something, it's not gone after 24 hours. So if you want to screen record it and send it to me, that's awesome. I guess I'll make a Gmail for my plates to weights shenanigans that I'm up to because I'm not giving out my personal Gmail. I'll leave that in the description too so you can share it with me. Either just send it to that email or share it through Google Drive or something like that. Like I said, thank you so much for watching this video. Stay tuned for the next one. Please sub and like. See you next time. So, can I help you? Sorry, my dog. So post after post, don't eat my shoe. That's not for you. You have toys right there. Yes, you. Thank you.